Do you guys want to win a $50 Amazon gift card? All you have to do is like, comment, and subscribe to enter our giveaway. We're announcing 3 winners on April 30th.
Will there ever be kids fighting in the UFC? Because there are kids fights on our championship.
Children fighting in the UFC?
Yes.
No.
While the world casually crumbles to the ground all around us, let's take refuge in one of the few saving graces that the smarter half of humanity can always get a good laugh out of: stupidity. In fact, the dumber half of the population often provides some of the most entertaining moments for the former, and nothing brings a good old laugh quite like a stupid question. Unfortunately for these people, they decided to ask their stupid questions to UFC fighters. I'm D-Wicked from Watch MMA, and here's 10 of the dumbest questions asked to a UFC fighter. Number 10, Chael Sonnen. In an interview that has since gone on to be labeled the world's most confrontational interview of all time, Landsberg tried his hardest to create some sort of gotcha moment on Sonnen, saying that after weeks of build-up, Sonnen had backed down. This first interaction is awesome and really shows the direction this whole interview is taking, as Landsberg sounds like an ass right out of the gates, and Chael nonchalantly notices the questions before uttering a great
"What?"
Landsberg continues, thinking he's onto something, saying Sonnen had supposedly said that if the offer for this fight expired, he's no longer willing to throw out those terms. The mood changes very quickly after Sonnen delivers one of the best lines I think I've ever seen in an interview, telling Landsberg,
"You might want to take the bass out of your tone. I'm not sure you know who you're talking to here, but I've never backed down from anything, so check your facts."
Landsberg becomes noticeably uncomfortable, but continues on, trying to jump on the point, only to somehow ending up looking even more stupid.
I heard that you said the offer had expired.
I heard it expired. Well, now you're hearing from the champion himself.
Okay.
The offer has not expired. What are you even talking about? What offer? Should we just redo this, or do you just want to go on the air and look like a fool? What is it you're even talking about?
Number 9, Anthony Johnson. This poor guy might have been asked one of the worst questions one could be handed after losing a fight. During his interview a few days after tapping out to Daniel Cormier, Rumble was asked, and I'd like to directly quote here, "You tapped out at the end. What forced you to tap out?" What pile of steaming dog kind of question even is that? But fair credit to Johnson, as he probably handles this interaction as well as possible, just saying straight up, "He was choking me," having a good laugh, and following it up with, "I love air." But wow, seriously, it would have been pretty justified if he just went off there.
You tapped out at the end. What forced you to tap out?
Hell, he was choking me.
Yeah.
That's what it is. I love air. I love air, you know?
Number 8, Conor McGregor. Comes as no surprise that Conor's had to deal with some nonsensical questions from people who really don't know what they're talking about before. And speaking of people who really don't know what they're talking about, this question was brought to Conor from the stupidity that is TMZ. In fact, it's not just one question, but a twofer. First, the guy asked who would win in an MMA fight, Conor McGregor or Jesus Christ. And I'm not saying Jesus Christ as a lead-in because the actual answer is that bad. I mean, he actually said Conor McGregor or Jesus H. Christ.
How would me versus Jesus in the octagon? I tell you what, there's not a man alive that can beat me. But Jesus ain't alive, is he? So I don't know. Maybe he could come back from the dead. I don't know.
His follow-up question takes a slight detour from both MMA and his prior questioning, asking Conor whether or not he wants Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez to get back together, and I cannot stress this part enough. Why in the would Conor McGregor care?
Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez will get back together. Are you rooting for that?
Sure, why not? Young love. I celebrate young love. I wish Justin and Selena well.
Number 7, Conor McGregor. Oh my god, he's back. This same interviewer is back for seconds, and Conor McGregor, well, he could not possibly care either. If you needed proof that the last entry was a pair of absolute doozies, look no further than the lack of consideration McGregor even bothers giving this guy his second time around. And this time, the reporter, and honestly every quotation mark written in human history wouldn't be enough to put around the word reporter, tried going for the race bait. He brings up how Conor had called his opponent a troll and asked whether or not it was racially charged, which has to be one of the measliest parallels you could possibly try drawing.
You called him a cholo in there. So that's kind of racially motivated. Did you mean to say it like that?
Mate, Shut the fuck up and you're waiting.
McGregor barely gives this guy the light of day, but happens to make the interviewers when he mentions the former Jesus question. The absolute highlight here is the joy in this idiot's voice when McGregor remembers him and remembers his question, immediately followed by, such a stupid question, man, and you're an idiot. Again, TMZ, you are a trash bag.
Remember that Jesus shit you brought up? Yeah. It's such a stupid question, man. What?
There's a question people want to know, man.
You're an idiot.
Number 6, CM Punk. Alright, this is far from a reporter question, but damn it, it's so funny that I have to include it. In Kevin Scampoli's absolute favorite CM Punk moment of all time, he's at a fan panel for his upcoming UFC debut, and the final fan allowed to ask a question hits the microphone, and wow, do we end with a bang. What follows is a legendary set of wording, so just pay close attention.
The Diaz brothers be killing you. Would you ever fight one of them?
The Diaz brothers be killing me.
Yeah. Would you fight one of them?
The Diaz brothers be killing you. That is how you put words together. Punk is well known for his straight edge behavior, and well, I really doubt that this drunk dude helped change that at all.
No, real talk. Would you fight one of them?
Shit. Okay. It's real now. I'm gonna sit down. Hang on.
Punk handles it about as well as you can, goofing a bit with the guy while still pretty much insulting him to his face, even going as far as to make the dude turn his shirt inside out to get the question answered.
I'll answer your question if and when you turn your shirt inside out.
I'll do it right now.
Number 5, Misha Tate. As an interviewer, one of the easiest ways to guarantee that you don't ask the wrong question is to just straight up ask what a bad question would be. While there's been plenty of bad questions already today, Misha lists off some of her least favorites, culminating in one of the dumbest ones imaginable. Women fight too? What? I mean, even before Ronda Rousey became just about the biggest name in the world for her fights in the UFC, it was still commonly known that fighting isn't just for the guys. Unlike the most basic of human capacity levels, I guess you can sort of see the whole, oh, but that's not a thing for girls. But, like, again, on the most basic of levels, anyone with a brain thinking past 3rd grade should be able to come to the conclusion that, yeah, women can fight too.
That's a big one. Like, women fight. Yeah, we fight. We have 2 arms and 2 legs, and we do what we want to. You know, I do what I want to do. So I never thought of myself as different.
Number 4, Joanna. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and not join the no doubt never-ending list of people who pronounce this poor girl's last name wrong. Instead, let me give the girl some praise for probably handling her scenario better than anyone else on this list. The interviewer asked what her thoughts on Conor McGregor's upcoming fight are, and after a very fair response, the reporter continues kinda, egging in this McGregor direction, trying to get her to react to his behavior outside of the ring.
What, do you wanna insult Conor McGregor here? You wanna insult him? Yeah. Okay. You wanna insult him? Come here. Come here.
She immediately takes the opposing side, literally asking the dude if he'd like to insult Conor McGregor, and when he says yes, she then pulls the biggest badass in the room card by taking away the dude's anonymousness, I'm not smart enough to know that word, away from him, pulling him out in front of his camera and making him give his opinions directly to the screen.
What's your name? Dima. Insult Conor McGregor in the front of the camera. What do you think about him? Come on.
Just look at this dude. He is so utterly unprepared for this happening. It's like watching the teacher make the loud kid in the back of class come up to the front and try teaching. An absolute lawyer level move, and you love to see it.
Kaboom! You've been lawyered.
Number 3. Oh, this poor guy. Oh my god, you can just hear the already lack of confidence in his voice at the very start, and I would bet so much money that this did nothing but drive that little bit of confidence he had left straight into the ground.
I wanted to ask you, there's a really cool moment there at the
The interviewer goes to ask Robbie Lawler a fairly winded question, bringing up his last fight and how there had been a cool little moment where both guys in the fight essentially passed out at the same time, and this guy just wants to know if Robbie was aware of that at the time. It's not a bad question. Not a bad question at all, and under normal circumstances, wouldn't even come close to making a list like this, So what's the problem? Why did everyone in the room get so quiet afterwards and look around so confused? Why didn't Robbie immediately just start answering the question? Well, it's because he asked the question to Albert Tumanov.
Yeah, I'll wait for Rob. My bad.
You mentioned Robbie, you didn't say Albert, so...
That's it right there, folks. The self-esteem killer. If it hadn't been enough to finish the job, surely Dana White's comment of, "You thought that was Robbie Lawler?" probably did the trick.
You thought that was Robbie Lawler?
With the beanie, it threw me off. My bad.
You cover this sport? You thought that was Robbie Lawler?
Number 2, Kevin Lee. Yet another good example of an interviewer asking about formerly heard bad questions, and this one has got to be my favorite. Kevin Lee tells that people will often ask him if he'll one day go pro, or just generally where he plans on going up from fighting, like it's this small little underground side gig. He even says that apparently people have asked him, "Are you gonna go to the NBA?" What? What? Where even is this parallel? What links fighting and the National Basketball Association? Are people really just that stupid? Well, ladies and gentlemen, there's the trick. If the question can end with, "Or are people really just that stupid?" you've got your answer.
Are you pro? Are you gonna go to the NBA, or what are you gonna do? Like, is that like you make money doing that?
And number 1, David Shaw. This is it, folks. The cream of the crop, and let me tell you, this one wins by a fair margin. David Shaw, the senior VP of the UFC, was answering questions when a man came to the stand and delivered the worst concept I think I've ever heard of. He talks about how men and women are already both on the rosters, and questions whether or not, and exactly when, if, children can get added to the mix as well. Shaw understandably repeats that last part with a hint of questioning children fighting in the UFC before immediately dismissing it because once again, he asked if children would be fighting in the UFC. Ultimate fighting children, folks. That is how dumb that this video ended up getting.
So will there ever be kids fighting in the UFC, because there are kids fights on our championship?
Children fighting in the UFC?
Yes.
No, we won't have children fighting in the UFC.
And those are 10 of the dumbest questions I have ever heard asked to someone in the UFC. What are your thoughts? Let us know in the comments down below. If you like the video, subscribe to the channel and notifications, ring that bell.